Listen, I'm not gonna hit a girl, but I am gonna hit your mute-ass boyfriend for not stepping up and tell you shut the up.
Show you fucking getting fucked in your ass like a hooker? Put your hands on me again.
Seriously?
Seriously, put your fucking hands on me again. I dare you.
Mentality?
No, because they're deal breakers in our relationship.
Jenny Farley, aka JWoww, has a pretty serious message for estranged husband Roger Matthews. The Jersey Shore star shared a very heated open letter on her website Wednesday addressed to Roger, who's been publicly feuding with her since she filed for divorce in September.
My ex cannot control her emotions in front of our children and literally turns my child against me.
JWoww also posted a handful of disturbing videos which appear to show the pair fighting and things get physical. ET reached out to a rep for Roger who told us, quote, "At this time we will not be giving a comment on this matter."
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel here. It's me here, Comrade Lavender here, and today I'm back with another anti-capitalism deep dive YouTube video topic. Today I want to do the anti-capitalism true crime deep dive YouTube video topic of pure evil. Why are reality TV networks and producers of these reality TV shows defending domestic violence abusers, predators, and misogyny occurring on their show? Deep dive, capitalism, reality TV, true crime, etc. Before we get started, all my YouTube videos are related to this topic. Other reality TV shows where I've talked about this type of stuff, reality TV show deep dive YouTube videos that I made will be on the screen right now, as well as any YouTube video that I've done that's related to this topic will be on the screen right now. So let's get started on this YouTube video topic. But before we get started, I decided to do this video, make this video, because I haven't really seen anyone calling any, producer out or network of reality TV shows out for this type of behavior, so I decided I wanted to talk about it. There's other videos I've seen recently about people talking about how society loves abusers and people defending Chris Brown and stuff when he's an awful person, but I wanted to do the reality TV show version of that because I haven't really seen anyone call this out. So yeah, so let's get started on this YouTube video topic.
What happened to Nikki and Mark from 90 Day Fiancé? Mark Shoemaker and Nikki Mediano. Shoemaker's 90 Day Fiancé relationship was highly controversial due to their 39-year age gap. Mark, from Baltimore, Maryland, had 4 children with his Filipina ex-wife before staying single for 2 decades. Nikki, just 19, met him online from Cebu City, Philippines. Their relationship unsettled many, including Mark's children, as she was younger than his youngest daughter. Familiar with Filipino culture, Mark seemed to seek a replacement for his ex-wife.
Jersey Shore star Ronnie Ortiz Magro has been arrested for investigation of felony domestic violence. The 35-year-old was arrested on suspicion of violating a California law covering violence against intimate partners. No other details were given. Ortiz Magro was previously arrested on suspicion of domestic violence in 2019.
Italian-American leaders are outraged, shore tourism promoters are concerned, and viewers are at once either amused or repulsed. MTV's Jersey Shore is a hit, and for some a blow to ethnic and local pride.
Over the course of the show's original 6 seasons, America was introduced to Juicehead Ronnie and Samantha Sammy Sweetheart in their incredibly toxic relationship. Ronnie continuously gaslit Sam throughout their relationship, cheat on her, and manipulate her into hating the other castmates on the show. This was treated as fun and games, all while the show was airing, but upon reflection, many viewers wonder if they actually witnessed and laughed at an abusive relationship. Websites such as Cosmopolitan have recently labeled the relationship as such, and popular YouTubers such as Mila Tequila and Internet Oddities have created retrospective video essays on the relationship that have amassed millions of clicks, views, and comments. The insanity of Ron and Sam rose to a fever pitch in Season 3, Episode 7. Caps are here. In the episode, Ronnie destroys all of Sam's property and belongings, crushing and ripping it, including smashing her sunglasses. When Sam returns to the house and finds all her property destroyed, she is at a loss for words. The then 22-year-old sits on the floor, tenderly holds up her broken glasses to the camera, and says, "Oh my God," she says. "Oh my God" is right. The violent moment not only was horrendous to witness, and not only to broadcast to the world, but simply preventable. While Sam was at the club, cameras followed Ronnie as he destroyed her belongings, commenting that he wanted to wring her neck, and slut-shamed her relentlessly. These cameras held vigil to her suffering for seasons prior, hoping and praying that they would get a juicy fight on camera. They never intervened, and it is alleged that this caused her a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder and why she didn't want to come back to the show. When confronting Ron, Sammy chokes back tears. "You've embarrassed me enough," she says, and he has. At this point in the series, Ron has put Sam through hell, cheating on her, gaslighting her for many episodes, and leaving her with virtually no friends in the house. And fans later, when this all have aired years later, complained that the rest of the cast never called out Ronnie for his own despicable actions, but acted like what Sam's actions in the show was horrible, but they never criticized Ronnie for the same things, on his own actions, and showcased a bias, and this isn't even the first time he's destroyed her property. It is impossible to mention this remembrance without taking note that Ron has repeatedly been hounded with domestic abuse charges claimed since the show wrapped. Meanwhile, Sam has tried to escape these issues, posting photos of her healthy relationship to her 3.8 million Instagram followers. But the comments tell a different story, mentioning Ronnie at any given chance they got. It is one thing to undergo and come to terms with an abusive past or relationship, but another to have it broadcasted for a nation and constantly brought up on social media platforms. The publicity of the way we view reality television relationships is mind-warped, with viewers expecting to see every aspect of someone. It's a celebrity status that is not based on talent, but commodification. Ronnie and Sam are the product and are still consumed over and over again today. Watched as long as the Jersey Shore is readily available to the public view. It's been nearly 15 years since Nicole Snooki was punched in the face at a random bar Patreon while filming the first season of The Jersey Shore. Back in 2009, the fourth episode inexplicably caught an irate man swinging at the then 21-year-old, knocking her to the ground of the bar and prompting one of the most, drama-filled episodes. Most of her castmates retaliated and got into a bar brawl fight, and Brad Firmino was convicted of assault and had to serve 6 months probation and a fine of $500. The incident initially increased the show's popularity, but it had more severe personal repercussions for the assaulter, who lost his job and has struggled to find work since. Ronnie's personal and emotional drama reached a peak in the season final of the last season Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Ronnie was unsure about his relationship with Jen Hardy, who was pregnant with his child, and he acted on his own frustration by cheating, drinking, and bursting into spontaneous tears. There's also some intense social media that Ronnie was slut-shaming insults on Jen mere weeks after the two welcomed their baby girl daughter into the world, Andrea Sky. There seems to be a pattern of immaturity and toxic relationships with this Ronnie guy. Fans watched the Ronnie and Jim's relationship turn physical on Thursday night's episode. Jen spit in the face of Ronnie and the fight escalated. Bodyguards and producers broke up the fight and had to step in between an aggressive Jen and an alarmed Ronnie.
Yeah. Yep. 2 days old. 2 days after having my baby. 2 fucking days. And me, I don't put up with cheating. I don't play. Ladies, gentlemen, pay attention. Pay attention. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Did he not think you were gonna see it? I'm sorry. Did he not think you were gonna like?
He knew. I think he tried to mask it, obviously, but
wow.
Yeah. Distracting. But I wanted to watch it. I was happy for him. This is like his thing. Yeah. And I'm so supporting, and I'm just like, I was so happy for him to be back in it and be back into the show and to have his career back, and
think about proposing to us, and that girl said, You met her in Pennsylvania, Saffia. I said, I know Saffia. Is she looking to upgrade to diamonds?
Oh, but Jesus, please.
I said, sure. How can I tell you? She's a fucking saint. She's a saint. I mean, she lost my daughter, Ariana. Ariana's doing. Oh, she's doing good. She's doing great. She knows about you, but she's still 3 years old. She loves my daughter more than our own mother loves her. He goes back to L.A. and he beats the fuck out of her. Oh. And he got locked up. Oh. He got like 3 days. He got locked up.
Ronnie from Jersey Shore has been also extremely abusive to his other ex-girlfriends, including Jen Harley, who he shares a child with, and Saffia, his ex-girlfriend he had after calling it off with Jen. It is stated on Reddit that he knocks Saffia out cold. Jen Harley shares cryptic messages on social media after her ex-boyfriend's Ronnie Ortiz Magro speaks out post-arrest. Get out now. Jen Harley shared several cryptic messages on social media on her Instagram stories after ex-Ronnie and his ex-girlfriend Saffia Matos spoke out during his arrest. PSA to anyone who needs to hear this. As you can see, even to this day, the abuse never ends. The real estate agent, 33 years old, shared via her Instagram story on social media, "This is your chance. Get out now. Run. Do not make someone feel like it is your fault for their actions. I promise you it will only get worse." In a separate story, she shared a quote that read, "Don't match anyone's trash energy. Maintain yours so you can attract that which aligns with you." Jen Harley used Instagram to slam both Ronnie and Snooki, aka Nicole from Jersey Shore, in a series of Instagram stories. Jen posted photos of her bruised face and body injuries she says she sustained during the fight with Ronnie in October that got him thrown in jail. She then posted screenshots of private messages that seem to be between her and Nicole, aka Snooki from Jersey Shore, in which Jen calls Nicole out for being a bully and victim blaming her. "And thanks for victimizing me after he beat my ass in front of my daughter," Jen wrote to Nicole. "You are a real bully. Honestly, I did nothing to you." As far as the bullying claims go, Jen is likely talking about a conversation that Snooki had on her podcast shortly after the incident that caused Ronnie's arrest. After TMZ posted paparazzi photos of Jen displaying large, massive bruises on her shoulder and thigh, Snooki victim blamed Jen, stated she felt Jen was allowing herself to be photographed that way in order to get attention. "She's out to lunch with Ariana. She's wearing a tank top and shorts, and she has bruises everywhere," Nicole said. "I feel like she went out intentionally to get a photo of her. You don't have to be wearing a tank top showing off your bruises and the bruise on your leg. She's wearing booty shorts to show it off. Like, girl, can you go out with your daughter and have lunch, but cover up those so it's not a thing?" She wants it to be a thing. It's not the first time that Snooki has been called a bully or a mean girl. Ronnie faced misdemeanor charges according to TMZ. 1 count of domestic violence, 1 count of brandishing a weapon, 1 count of child endangerment, 1 count of criminal threats, 1 count of false imprisonment of Jen, and 2 counts of resisting arrest. This all stems from the events in the night of October. He was arrested after getting into an altercation with Jen at a Los Angeles area Airbnb the couple was staying at. Ronnie was arrested after Jen claimed he struck her, then chased her with a knife while he was holding their daughter. Ronnie went on to lock himself and his daughter, Ariana, inside the Airbnb, ultimately earning himself charges for kidnapping as well as felony domestic violence. Ron then got arrested and spent 3 nights in jail for beating and knocking out his girlfriend he proposed to, Saffia, his ex-girlfriend he had after being with Jen and breaking up with Jen. According to Uncle Nino on a podcast, when all the abuse is going on with Jen on Jersey Shore, the other Jersey Shore castmates are defending Ronnie and not taking it seriously, even though he had a pattern of domestic, violence, and abusive behavior with Sammy and with Jen. It was only when the threat of Jersey Shore, the MTV TV show, with Ronnie's domestic violence actions almost getting the show canceled, is the only time that the castmates actually cared about this whole domestic violence situation. Before that, they really didn't even care. And some of them were victim blaming Jen and being rude to Jen. The reality TV series Black Ink Crew has captivated audiences throughout the years with its unfiltered look into the lives of the Black community who are engaged in the tattoo industry and body modification industry, these tattoo artists and their personal and professional dramas. However, fans have been left wondering, what happened to the Black Ink Crew show exactly? This VH1 hit, known for its high-stakes confrontations and artistic brilliance, has recently sparked many questions and outrage about its current status, cast changes, and future on television. For over 10 years, a decade, Black Ink Crew, New York, the reality TV show, has been a cultural phenomenon, offering viewers a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the tattoo industry while exploring the complexities of relationships, friendships, and ambition. Yet recent developments have led to speculation about whether the show will continue or if it's reached its end. With all the alleged allegations against the tattoo shop owner Cesar Emanuel and VH1 shady producers exploiting people, with controversies, cast shakeups, and a shifting television landscape, the show's journey has been anything but straightforward. The Black Ink Crew series first premiered on VH1 in January 2013. Bringing in a fresh and dynamic reality TV show series to the network's lineup. The show originally focused on the daily operations and dramas at a tattoo shop located in Harlem, New York, owned by Cesar Emanuel. The show was to showcase the Black community doing tattoos in the tattoo industry. Over the years, the franchise expanded to include spin-offs in Chicago and Compton, solidifying its status as a cultural touchstone in the reality TV network industry. It became one of VH1's most successful and viewed TV shows. Originally, what set Black Ink Crew apart was its candid portrayal of the tattoo industry combined with the raw emotions and conflicts of its cast members. However, over time, the show became less about the Black community and the tattoo industry and more about partying and drama for reality TV ratings. As the owner of Black Ink Tattoo Studio, Cesar has been the central figure of the show. His leadership, business, and personal struggles have been a major focus. He's had many allegations against him over the years, such as domestic violence against his partners, including Dutchess, his ex-girlfriend. He was accused of child abuse by his own daughter. He's been caught on camera being an animal abuser by hitting a dog with a metal chair that ultimately got him fired from VH1 and his reality TV show canceled off the network. He's shown disrespect towards Donna ever since he found out that Donna went after Dutchess, his ex-girlfriend, and has held a grudge ever since. Dutchess, a former member of Black Ink Crew New York, reveals the drama and storylines of Black Ink Crew. Dutchess Lamore is setting the record completely straight. Not only did Dutchess call out her ex-boyfriend Cesar, the tattoo shop owner, upon claims of domestic violence, she also says that VH1 Network knew about it and did nothing to protect her, and allowed her to share details on the reality TV series in an Instagram live video. Dutchess says she was sent a cease and desist letter after she appeared on The Breakfast Club a few years ago because she pulled out receipts of what she had gone through with Cesar. Dutchess explains that she is outraged that VH1 decided to drop Cesar only after a video showing him abusing a dog circulated through the internet and social media. She says no one decided to protect her or his daughter, who are both Black women, after being notified of claims of Cesar doing problematic things to both of them. Dutchess, a former member of Black Ink Crew, reveals the drama and storylines of Black Ink Crew. Dutchess Lamore is setting the record completely straight on what's going down between her and her former cast members and contestants. She has come with tea and receipts. On the Breakfast Club show podcast, according to Dutchess, Black Ink Crew is fake, scripted just like every other reality TV show, and is riddled problematic scenarios put together by TV producers on how VH1 TV producers take advantage of the Black community. She also added that the production company offered to pay for a destination wedding and later a spin-off for her Pretty in Ink tattoo shop, but she turned both of them down. She later went on to say that all the homes that were seen on the reality TV show are all Airbnb rentals. Dutchess has also accused the VH1 network producers of racism and exploiting the Black community. On VH1's Black Ink crew Tiffany Perez was known for her ambition and for her fiery temper. The tattoo artist who was featured on season 5 got her first tattoo gun as a gift from her father for her 21st birthday. She's come a long way since her practice rounds inking grapefruits. Before episodes of Black Ink crew aired in 2017, she was one of the best tattoo artists on the show, along with Young Bae. Honestly, she was on the show for a short period of time. She went on there to be a tattoo artist and be professional, but Sky from Black Ink crew kept bringing up drama and trying to fight her for no reason, and so she decided ultimately to leave the show and cut ties with Black Ink crew. The situation proves the show is more about the actual drama than the actual tattooing itself, because she came on there to actually be a tattoo artist for real. Caesar has gotten into fights with his former tattoo artists on social media such as Melody. After Caesar was beefing with Richard, otherwise known as Oh Shit, Melody left a clapping emoji on Instagram under a post, and Melody's response did not sit well with Caesar, and he dragged her through the filth, along with Richard. On Black Ink crew, the major controversy surrounding Jumping Alex refers to the physical altercation where cast members Caesar, Emmanuel, and Teddy allegedly jumped and fought fellow contestant and castmate Alex, leaving him with significant injuries, which led to Alex filing a lawsuit against him, claiming he suffered permanent damage from the assault that was aired on the TV show. This incident was heavily documented on the show and in media reports. And on Black Ink crew, Dutchess spilled tea on the Breakfast Club about VH1.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on with them. They are okay. What we listening? They are a group of racist white individuals that created a relationship with Viacom to further the propaganda of what I feel racism is in this country. That's why the storylines reflected the way that they did. When Oh Shit got caught with that cocaine in his pocket and they tried to revoke his probation, a producer gave him that cocaine, knowing that he was addicted to it. So when you talk about mental health, you got to talk about why do all reality TV show producers have a degree in psychology?
I didn't know they did.
We didn't know that. That's a criteria. That's a criteria.
Is it?
Yes, it is. This is why I tell people, before we go feeding ourselves shit, we really need to inspect that shit. Because we letting our little girls watch this shit. We letting our little young kings watch this shit. And they going to school thinking that this shit is cool.
Right.
When this shit is not fucking cool.
Black Ink crew New York star Caesar Emmanuel has been fired from VH1's long-running reality show after a video recently surfaced online showing him hitting a dog. The clip was from a Ring camera and shows the tattoo shop owner striking the canine with a folding chair multiple times, as well as locking the dog in a cage and pushing it down a hill. In a statement posted on Facebook Thursday, VH1 writes that they have made the decision to cut ties with the tattoo artist.
So, when I was on Black Ink, everybody said that I was a liar. I was a manipulator. Everybody said that I was a gold digger. That was one of the funniest things that was said about me. Fucking hilarious. Motherfucker said that they gave me my shop. Like, it was just so much stuff. And because of platform, because people were still on a TV show, y'all believed everything that was said. And for me, I'm just like, when do we start being more responsible with our support? When do we start doing that shit? Because when I talked about the shit he was doing in the shop, I was being a manipulator. When I said certain shit was going down, I was lying. When I talked about him putting his hands on me, y'all said I was a liar. Now, what's funny to me is how many domestic violence survivors like myself, nobody believed you when you told somebody that you was going through what you was going through, which forced you to probably stay in it longer than you really had to because your ass didn't know no other way out.
The network has decided to cut ties with him effective immediately.
Damn.
Are you really gonna cut him loose like that? The last time I filmed with him, TLC has let many questionable people be on the show as well.
90 Day Fiancé star convicted of aggravated kidnapping and other charges after the reality TV star was arrested when his then-girlfriend accused him of attacking her in her home. The convictions against 44-year-old Geoffrey Paschel in a trial for aggravated kidnapping, domestic assault, and interference with emergency calls after an altercation with his ex-fiancée Kristen Wilson in June of 2019. There was no mention of the multiple allegations of sexual assault and rape made by his ex-wives during the course of their custody cases. There was also no mention of the previous order of protection against his ex-girlfriend in 2011. The controversy surrounding him have made many fans of the show upset that TLC and TLC producers for casting him, especially since it appears that he filmed after his June arrest. In addition to podcasts and other 90 Fiancé recappers refusing to talk about his segments, there was also a Change.org petition demanding that he be removed from the network and the reality TV show. The petition has already garnered more than 3,000 signatures, as well as the attention of numerous media outlets like People. He has reacted to the backlash online, calling the stories about him silly and insisting that the truth will come out eventually. Clearly, TLC and 90 Day Fiancé producers have demonstrated in the past they are willing to feature cast members with criminal backgrounds, including those with a history of domestic violence. What is so astonishing about his casting is that he apparently filmed for the show with a pending domestic violence case in court. And remember the 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days is about people who are dating remotely, meeting in person for the first time. So it is possible that he was facing just the misdemeanor count charges when he filmed. That also might help explain why he was actually able to fly to Russia and go to that country. I'm unsure about the laws in Tennessee, but I know having many pending felony charges often means you cannot leave the country or go to certain places. A big part of his segments so far has been him openly wondering how Varia will react when she finds out about his criminal past. That storyline has been further teased with Vera's friends expressing their concerns for her own safety after she reveals that she plans to stay in the same hotel room with Geoffrey after he arrives in Moscow, Russia. Big Ed, who angered many fans for mistreating his former girlfriend Rose, the 58-year-old became the ultimate villain of the franchise in just one season and continued to shock fans with his actions over the years on TLC Network. In 2022, Big Ed even accused his current partner, Liz Woods, of being a lesbian at their engagement party, and fans have called him out on his sexist and misogynistic behavior. I think I have an amazing personality, but I know I'm not attractive. Rose is most definitely out of my league, Ed says. Though he approaches a woman he considers to be out of his league and then woos her with money and the promise of escaping poverty, it is Rosemarie who's depicted as the problem just by merely embracing the opportunity that Ed has provided her. Ed isn't a sad romantic, he's an old man who's leveraging his Americanness, being born in middle class into a wealthy nation, to secure a young, beautiful, obedient wife. Ed continuously asks Rosemarie if she's using him for money and a shot at a green card and an American citizenship, but he seldom interrogates why he needs to know all the details of her past romantic relationships or why he imposes an STI test on their first meeting. He does all this while simultaneously demanding Rosemarie perform feminine activities by kissing him, being hairless and not having any leg hair, and wearing the Victoria's Secret lingerie he bought her. TLC, the network, blasted for allowing 90 Day Fiancé star Angela to abuse Michael, a black man, and treat him like a slave throughout the whole entire time they were on the series 90 Day Fiancé. The 58-year-old Angela was not only embarrassed her husband publicly, but also escalated the situation by screaming at him and chasing him up the stairs and the tell-all home. The on-stage chaos left viewers horrified and disgusted as they observed the cast and crew seemingly standing by while the drama unfolded right in front of them. As the episode aired, social media exploded on Twitter with reactions from viewers condemning TLC for allowing Angela's behavior to continue. Many fans have called for the network to take action against her. One person wrote, "TLC getting sued for allowing Angela to be threatening Michael and just standing there and just watching it." Imagine if the tables were turned and it was Michael being abusive towards, Angela, they'd step in. Sexist at its best, shameful. TLC, you need to pull the plug on this mean-spirited old lady. She is totally abusive and you are part of the problem, condoning her horrible behavior. Another viewer praised the cast members who intervened, stating on Twitter, "Hey, Manuel and Jason, grabbing the billiard balls and pool cue out of Angela's reach as she was wielding probably saved lives," the user added. "If they didn't remove the pool ball, someone might have been seriously hurt." The backlash against Angela's behavior is compounded by recent allegations from Michael, who claimed he fled from Angela's home in February out of fear for his own safety. Michael's disappearance, which led to Angela reporting him as missing at the police station, ended with law enforcement confirming he had left voluntarily. In an exclusive interview with Entertainment Tonight, Michael detailed his distress about his time spent at Angela's home, describing himself as an unwanted guest in their own home. The latest episode of The Tell-All has intensified the debate about Angela's role on the show. Viewers are calling for TLC to address what they see as abusive behavior, questioning whether the network is compliant and enabling such conduct by allowing it to be broadcasted live. Why does TLC keep letting Angela get a pass like this? It's unacceptable, wrote one disgruntled viewer. They need to step up and take responsibility for what they're showing and have some accountability. Since day one, this couple has been nothing but toxic. Angela is a Donald Trump supporter and has shown such ugly American tourism behavior when she went to Nigeria and Africa.
Shut up and let me talk!
You gotta go here.
We
Train
are
station
here.
2. No, you gotta go there.
We are there.
We're not. No.
Can I talk to him?
It's not right.
Will you let me talk for a second?
Jonathan is probably one of the worst and most controversial narcissistic contestants to ever appear on The Amazing Race show. Jonathan and Victoria, on season 6 of The Amazing Race, made viewers visibly uncomfortable and concerned for Victoria's safety. Jonathan remains one of the rudest and most narcissistic, self-centered, hateful contestants on the series, which was unpleasant in itself. He was particularly nasty and verbally abusive to his wife, Victoria. While she did not take it lying down, Jonathan was just way worse. They both also appeared after The Amazing Race on Fear Factor and got into it with Joe Rogan. Jonathan also defended Hugh Hefner, who owns Playboy, who is a predator, on A&E's TV documentary series The Secrets of Playboy, and he also allegedly bought the grave right next to Hugh Hefner and Marilyn Monroe, sparking even more controversy and problematic moments. At the very least, it was a shocking manifestation of emotional spousal abuse that appears to be been ongoing for a long time. The TV producers at CBS and their advertisers should wake up and smell the outrage. Wife beating or verbal abuse is not entertainment. Kaylee from season 16 of Breakfast Club was bullied heavily.
Why are you here? You're not a bad bitch.
The calmer that I'm staying, the more upset I can see them getting.
You're not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna fight y'all.
She is a... That's it.
Get off the phone. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. No!
Tabitha 100% takes it way too far. She crossed boundaries that people have never even... I don't know.
What did you do? Did you try to fight me? What happened?
Kaylee, why you want to be treated like that? Like, why are you here to hop around the house and make everybody feel bad for you? I don't feel bad.
I don't want to clarify something, but at the same time, that they legally cannot show on TV. Dream Doll also sexually assaulted me, which
The girls packed her stuff up, picked her up, and threw her outside the house, and she ended up injuring her ankle in the process, requiring her to get crutches. And that's not even the worst part. In her interview, she said allegedly that Dream Doll from her season had sexually assaulted her, and it was non-consensual, according to Kaylee, and that was the actual real reason they sent Dream Doll home. Not because she jumped someone, but because she allegedly sexually assaulted Kaylee. On YouTube, in an interview, this is also not the first time someone has broken a bone or injured themselves like that on the same Baggers Cup TV show. You got some very problematic things on the show. Then we saw the problematic moment with Kristen on season 15, episode 14.
I think everyone's got a crush on Ariel and Kristen. I'm like, what about me? Nobody has a crush on me. I'm really sad.
What's your name? You're cute.
I'll be 18 in 3 months.
You'll be 18 in 3 months? Yeah. You want to go to prom? These high school kids do not have palates. So, I mean, charming them is basically plan B. You're so cute.
Kristen, stop trying to pick up kids.
Jared? I'm trying to be prom queen. Will you take me to prom?
Yeah, I'll take you.
Who doesn't like a pretty blonde girl? I understand that, but he wanted an answer.
In the red team. Hassan, weakest two, who are they?
Chef, I can't make a decision off of one
You can't make,
service.
okay. That's told me a lot about you.
The pink chicken is the only thing that kind of goes against her. The raw burger, that was Kristen's fault that they put out a raw burger. Jackie took the initiative after Kristen something up and said, let me make a burger. Granted,
Right.
Jackie should have the wherewithal to say, okay, I only have a few minutes to fry this burger. I'm going to make the patty thinner, whatever the case may be. But that was an afterthought when Kristen kind of lost her head and couldn't get it together. Somebody that's a leader has to be able to like have knowledge that like someone coming straight out of culinary school, like, you know what I mean, have those little insider tricks that they didn't pick up in culinary school. But I still would never have voted her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not the weakest cook on our team.
With her being a 27-year-old grown woman flirting with underage high school boys on the Hell's Kitchen show at the challenge, people claim that Jackie should be kicked off the show because of the ashtray incident, but where was all this energy for Kristen doing this? Because what Kristen did was 10 times worse. It's never okay to flirt with a minor, and I found it hypocritical that Kristen and sous chef Christina claimed Jackie needs to act professional in the kitchen, and how Chef Christina was calling Jackie the cancer of the team, but yet Kristen flirted with underage high school boys at a high school during the challenge, which is not professional at all. It's the furthest thing from being professional, and fans of Hell's Kitchen seem to overlook this because Kristen has pretty privilege and white privilege because she's a pretty blonde, woman with blue eyes. It's absolutely ridiculous. The Hell's Kitchen producers should have removed Kristen from the show because that behavior is unacceptable.
I'm glad we won, but I'm pissed the fuck off. You just saw the first two, and I was kind of like pushed out.
You want my attention, you say my name.
If we want to work together, I need to be heard.
You want attention, you say
Yeah.
Frank.
This is
That's how you communicate.
Okay, this
You
is
want
not
to
how
speak
you-
to me, you say Frank.
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 Frank!
You get into that habit because
Well,
if you want somebody's attention, you say their name.
How am I gonna do this?
This day sucks.
Why don't we start piling them up that way?
All day long. Amanda's up there in the truck organizing while, the men are carrying the ice and the wine to the kitchen. But she's like a perfect example why I fucking can't stand working with women. She's pathetic.
Fuck is Amanda? Come on now, homie. I'm fucking fuming right now. Amanda is nowhere to be found.
I'm afraid that I may have done something to myself to permanently take me out of this competition, and I don't know what to do right now.
There was, supposed to be 2 people prepping this station over here.
On the same season, you had Frank Calla from season 15, Hell's Kitchen, claim he can't stand working with women, and he was sexist and misogynistic throughout the whole entire season, and showed lots of misogyny all season long. He put up a dish on Chef Andy's wedding, sous chef Andy's wedding, and did it because he wanted to exclude Amanda because she was a woman. And in the end, being on the show costed him big time. one day after he publicly apologized for saying on national television that he refused to work with female Marines. Frank was fired as the chef for the commandment in the Marines and reassigned to the Marine Enlisted AIDS program.
That's how you communicate.
Okay, this
You
is
want
not
to
how
speak to me, you say, Frank!
Frank?
Frank!
Frank!
You get into that habit because
Well,
if you want somebody's attention, you say their name. The blue team never had any drama until the females came aboard. I get fucking female Marines and I send them back wherever the fuck they came from.
Then you have other unsavory characters such as Matt from season 16, who is by far the most hated chef from Hell's Kitchen.
What I compare it to on the East Coast,
Is that a slider?
that is a slider to me.
I think we're looking for something ground.
I'm from the East Coast, so a lobster roll is a lobster roll, and then a slider is something
I
completely...
didn't say it was a lobster roll because it's made with shrimp, obviously.
Is this a slider?
To me, it is, chef. To you, it's not.
Are you kidding me? Calm down, Matt. Don't be a pit bull right now. These chefs know what they're talking about. Your slider is not a slider.
Who after the show was confirmed to be a racist towards Hassan from season 15.
Whiny bitch like that to just shut up and cook. Take her off my hands. Take her up back and put a bullet right between her beady little eyes.
That's the point. We're counting down, okay?
Trev, let's go. Just quit bitching. Let's put it out.
Not bitching, man. It's salads. How long does that take?
Quit it. Drop it right now.
You two, come here. Look at me, come here, you. I need a team, less shouting, and how about a little bit more cooking?
And other extremely problematic chefs include Jason from season 4, who was misogynistic, sexist, on and off the show, and Trev from season 8, who wanted to put a bullet between Sabrina's eyes and was rude to her all season long, claiming he was a nice guy when he was far from it and he was not a nice guy.
Teen mom OG star who was arrested in Marion County last week accused of domestic violence went to court earlier today, and now we're learning a little bit more about her case. According to the court papers, Amber Portman is accused of throwing a shoe at her boyfriend, hitting him in the neck as he was holding their 1-year-old son. The little boy was not hurt. Her boyfriend says she later picked up a machete and started heading toward him. Portman is denying this.
I just feel like doctors suck, nurses suck, midwives suck, the hospital sucks because they don't treat me good. Everything's about Kylan. They don't care what I have to think. They only care about her.
My recommendation is that she get an epidural, most definitely. I don't really think she's going to be able to push her baby out if she's awake for another 12 hours a day. It's her choice and her body. She's the one who's going through it right now.
BG escalated, and we've been directed to ask you to leave for now.
I'm not leaving without Kylan. Is she allowed to check out and unplug this?
Seriously?
Yes.
You care about her and the baby?
I care about her.
Then why are you being like this?
I care to see my kid being born.
Okay, this is done. Do you want to leave right now?
Yes.
Like right this second?
I gotta pack my stuff.
Stop packing your stuff. Let's go down. This is getting ridiculous. Out of this room.
Yeah, you can call outside.
That's enough.
I really would like all of you to stop.
And I was like, I want to talk to her first, like, give me a minute. And then we were trying to figure it out, and they were like, nope, let's go now. So I was like, I want to give my girlfriend a kiss before I go, even though I was still heated at her.
Leave when the police come. You want the police to come?
Okay, well, I'll be right outside the door, and I'm not leaving this building until you come outside.
Yes. You actually are leaving the building.
Hey.
All right, let's go, please, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, call your daddy.
I need you to talk to these security guards that are taking me out of the hospital. I don't know what you have to do. You just gotta tell them to off. Tell them to.
Okay, that's enough. Go. Follow the exit signs. It's time to go.
Dude, why? What did I even do?
You need to think about your child right now.
Yeah, I am. I want my boyfriend here. Jason can be a raging dick. I still wanted him to be in there with me.
And it's not just MTV, it's TLC too. TLC has platformed an abusive boyfriend on their unexpected reality TV show with the couple Jason and Kaylin Smith. At first noted by Ashley's Reality Roundup, a Change.org petition was filed that asked TLC, the reality TV network, to remove Jason from the show. The petition nearly reached its goal of 7,500 signatures at that time period. Why is TLC okay with showcasing this abusive relationship on its show? It's hard for me to watch, hard for viewers to watch, knowing he's getting paid for this. I know I could just stop watching the show, but that's not going to make the problem go away. He is still going to be on TLC's payroll, wrote Justin Mayers, the creator of the petition. Jason didn't want her to have an epidural and kept verbally abusing her and being controlling, calling her a drug addict. During the show, viewers watched Corpy and Smith fight over her desire to get epidural. She was in labor for more than 24 hours and hadn't slept or eaten. Doctors were worried Smith wouldn't have enough energy to labor unless she got epidural so she could rest. Corpy told TLC cameras that he didn't want Smith to have an epidural because it contained drugs like methamphetamines and fentanyl. Domestic violence abuse on Teen Mom. Again, MTV's Teen Mom featured a textbook case of domestic violence, but not the kind you're used to seeing or hearing about. This was female-on-male violence. Amber punches, slaps, and kicks Gary, the father of her child. There is name-calling and intimidation, and for much of it, the daughter Leah is right there witnessing it. Sometimes literally in the middle of the fight, some question whether there was a double standard at play since the network aired Amber's attack of her attacking her boyfriend but censored footage of Jersey Shore star Snooki being punched in the face by a guy at a bar.
I actually found out yesterday about the Duggars. You know, I didn't even do anything. It was just speculations over, like, rumors. And I've never dated the guy. You know, I've never touched my kids. I think that's disgusting. And our show was canceled immediately. Now they've just got them on. They're on a break right now. No, it wasn't no break with us. It was like 7 hours after the news broke. Canceled. I'm not mad because they canceled our show. That's not what I'm mad about. But I believe it's a double standard that if they're going to cancel our show because of rumors and stuff that, you know, but they're not going to cancel their show, and he did a whole lot more horrendous stuff than I would have ever thought about with my children. That's just crazy.
Little People Big World scandal. Jacob Roloff claimed that a producer of TLC allegedly sexually assaulted him, said in an Instagram post that he was molested by Chris Cardamone, a former TLC producer for TLC's show Little People Big World, who worked on the show from 2007 to 2010. Jacob, who is no longer appears on the reality TV show, said that he is talking about the experience now so that he can continue to heal and recover from this horrible thing that happened to him. He was quoted in saying, "As a child, after what I realized now was a long grooming process, I was molested by an executive field producer for Little People's Big World, Chris Cardamone. I do hope he's never allowed to be around children again." He continued, adding that the first began thinking about going public when the perpetrator, Cardamone, had texted him in November 2015, years after alleged abuse had happened. And this is what the victim was quoted in saying, "Jacob, I chose to disclose it now as it remains a traumatic memory that needs to be exercised of any further power over my development," Jacob wrote. "By revealing this, I may be more fully understood, and my perspective on issues such as child sexual abuse, child exploitation, and the collateral costs of reality television may be received more clearly." That's one of the controversies on TLC. Honey Boo Boo and 19 Kids and Counting TV show scandal. So if you don't know, Mama June, Honey Boo Boo's mother, was dating a convicted pedophile sex offender that had molested her own oldest daughter, and TLC canceled the show because of it and how she was dating a pedophile. And then Mama June threatened to sue TLC because they were being hypocrites by allowing 19 Kids and Counting to happen, when a police report revealed that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar knew their son Josh molested 5 females in 2002 to 2003, including his own sisters. The Christian stars of the reality TV show confirmed that the eldest son Josh molested young girls when he was a teen, and that they knew about it, and it was revealed he told his wife about it before they were married. Josh Duggar from 19 Kids and Counting was sentenced to over 12 years in prison for CP as of 2022. Rock of Love continues to be highly problematic in its treatment of race. Also, when it comes to another contestant, Raven, who is introduced in the pilot episode, is reduced to a single stereotype of black woman, talkativeness. As Raven approaches Brett, surrounded by a harem of white women, she launches into a monologue about her intellectual pursuits, career, and growing up with an abusive mother, all while being interjected with talking head cutaways of Brett saying Raven is intense and talks a lot. After the editing does fade outs to parody the amount of talking Raven is doing, she concludes by saying, I'm looking for someone who's interested in more than just my physical aspects. I'm looking for someone who's interested in my mind. To which Brett replies, well, you do have a nice ass. This misogynistic and racially questionable depiction of Raven. Swap husband charged with assault. A Nashville man being filmed for the TV show Wife Swap was charged with striking his 13-year-old daughter in the face after a production crew sought treatment for the girl. Yanni Panakoskis, 38 years old, was charged with domestic violent assault. Production on episode featuring his family was shut down after they drove the girl and her 9-year-old brother to a friend's home Tuesday. Members of the TV production crew noticed injuries on the girl's nose and cheek. She allegedly told them her father hit her several times because she was not wearing a coat. The crew took the girl and brother to the hospital where she was treated and released, and called the mother, who was in California filming the show. The father did not go with them to the hospital. The State Department of Children's Services was called, and the children were taken to a hotel to wait for their mother. The well-being of all participants in Wife Swap is a top priority, ABC said in a statement. At first realization the daughter of the Nashville family needed medical attention, producers immediately sought treatment and acted. Season 1, Episode 2, Lobdell versus Moon. We see total personalities, opposites clash. Haley Lobdell is a fierce, independent female firefighter. She swaps places with the abruptly named Misty Moon. Misty is a stay-at-home mom who caters to her sexist husband's Jack's every whim. On Wife Swap, Jack Moon shows his true colors right away as a sexist jackhole. He claims because he works to put on underwear on Misty's behind and food on the table, she has to mind his rules. Despite his pouchy frame, he fancies himself as a bodybuilder. Even more, this requires him to spend 4 hours each day in the gym, and of course eat 6 meals a day, meals that Misty must prepare. The food prep takes her 5 to 6 hours. While Misty slaves over the food prep, he bounces around and slaps her butt. The moms settle into the new homes, and she is appalled by Jack's behavior. He also mocks her job as a firefighter, and of course demands that she wear makeup and put on red lipstick. This certainly makes the natural beauty see red. She tells producers he's a caveman. He explains that his needs come first. He then says that in the evenings the kids must knock and ask to come out of the rooms. This horrifies her. Of course, she doesn't hold back in her criticism of Jack's primitive ways during the wife swap at the end of the episode, where they sit down and Jack jumps in to defend himself.